Our time together is coming to a close. I couldn't possibly have said all there is to say, and yet I can't imagine what more you'd want to hear.
Vic Thackeray?
Look, you gotta respect somebody that leaves their job to pursue their art, you know, their passion. Like, in my case, it's branding. That's what I do. I brand. Branding. I'm just branding.
And you're doing really well.
How many nights did I lay in bed listening to songs or the neighbors and wondering what will happen and when will it happen? Lo and behold, it happens. Somehow it happens. I don't even know if I did anything to make it happen. So just laying in bed all those nights may have been enough.
It's just like something about, I think it's a 90-degree angle, but every time it's a miraculous organism.
My back and balls could not handle something like that. Everything.
I don't know, but I read this thing about like subsidies, extra subsidies for everybody,
Okay.
and everybody would get more money. I don't know where they said they would get it from.
Early in my college career, I went to a play. I was not involved in theater, but many of my friends were, and so I sat with them. And the male lead was really getting into his part, and the guys I was sitting with were laughing. I assumed they were laughing because of his intense performance, like they were mocking him. I leaned over and asked my friend Jared, "What's so funny?" And he said, "He's so good." I really didn't understand this. I had no framework for this. I'd only seen people laugh to make fun of other people before. But they were laughing at the joy of a friend really killing it. And that really affected me, and it was the beginning of a change that took decades, and I still think I need to be reminded of from time to time.
Murphy, don't I know you? You're Lincoln's friend. We met at PS1, no? My homie. No? Are you sure? Yeah, but I thought it's gotta be you.
Later that year, I was at a cathedral for some classical music recital, and now thinking back, this makes me feel like I really took advantage of the cultural opportunities at college. Anyway, a guy I really admired was also there, and I looked over to him, and his eyes were closed. Afterwards, I was laughing, and I said, "Oh, I saw you fell asleep." And he said, "No, I was just listening." He was in like a reverie. Again, I had no basis for understanding this level of genuine and vulnerable openness and experience.
So I'm eating the best ones now,
making your present
and I'm
experience.
leaving. I'm making my present experience worse.
No, you're making your present experience good, and your future experience is gonna be shit. Right?
Well, I'm gonna end the experience with eating all these overripe berries.
When I watch Hawk and Becky sleep, I see how tender and beautiful they are. I see their suffering too. And I'm swept out to sea, beyond hope of return. What I'm trying to say is that I've said everything I've thought, every thought that might even come, maybe to save myself, but now I know I'm beyond saving, so what do I want to tell you?
February is a lonely time, a desperate time. February is a lean month. The shortest and the poorest. Oh God, everybody's broke. I think it's from the Latin februs, meaning fever or purification.
Never thought about it like that. Like where the name comes from. It's such a weird name.
Yeah. The Romans added January and February last to their calendar because they considered winter a monthless season. It seems right to me. I don't live until June. Like, there's no more spring. It's like, I'll see you in June.
Yeah. A monthless season.
Yeah. Other cultures call it, I think, Sol month. It's like mud month or the month of the pearl. Because when the ice is melting off the branches, it forms these, ice pearl droplets.
Wow.
Anyway, what you writing? You a poet or something?
Kind of. I guess I am a poet. But Yeah, let's just say yes.
Well, yeah, I've seen it all in here. Trust me, I've seen it all.
Yeah.
The human opera, right?
Here, I got something I wrote.
Okay.
It doesn't have a title or anything.
On the L train, coming back from a usually lousy audition, this time at CBS, I saw an old smoke-stained bearded man push a boy in a stroller onto the train. The boy was severely handicapped. The man's son, I assume, is maybe 10 or 12 years old, blonde, wearing cool sneakers. He smiled so big, his mouth was wide open. His teeth were all misaligned, and he was experiencing pure joy at being on the train. He wore a blue silicone bib like Hawks, and in the tray of the bib were some paper towels to absorb his drool.
As a younger person, maybe until very recently, I would have been revolted, disgusted, terrified of this boy, but maybe because I'm a dad, and part of being a parent is preparing yourself to love any child that you have, whatever handicap they have, whether they're healthy or good or live long or at all. So I felt an immense and painful love for this boy and his tired old father.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Just hold on 1 second. I gotta go clean that up.
Okay.
Continue.
Oh, okay. The stroller was covered in plastic to protect the boy from the rain and the cold, and I watched the man lovingly touch the plastic. I thought he was petting the boy, but he was just cleaning something off the cover. The boy slept, bent over for the rest of the ride. His fingers were woven together on his knees. I wanted to kneel and take off the plastic veil and kiss him all over his body, his teeth, the drool-soaked napkin, and then kiss his father, take up his beard and kiss it. I wanted to take them both into my arms, take them both as my bride on the L train.
You feel things very deeply.
Yeah, on that day I did, I think. I think it is part of being a dad that I just I get emotional.
Overwhelmed.
I've got a really bad poem.
Oh, please. Let's lighten the mood.
This doesn't even have a title. Love is not a potion. Love is an ocean.
Oh, man. Come on. You can't. That's just a rhyming couplet.
Yeah, I don't know why. I just had to write it because sometimes it's you have to write every bad thought you have to clear it out.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. But it's still a poem.
You know, the Spaniards say it's good to have friends, even in hell.
Oh, I like that. I like that Spanish thing.
I like their siestas.
Can I settle up?
Yeah, sure.
Great.
Just $12.
Keep it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Have a good night.
Yeah, you too. Hey Bex, I was hoping that maybe you would write part of this month's episode.
Honey, I don't know how to write anything. I can't even write my own yoga classes, and that's my job.
All right, well, if you think of anything.
I got an idea.
Why didn't we get a big box of cookies? Oh!
Oh, honey. That's very similar to a sketch we did in May, though. And you scared Hawk.
It's okay. I can't ever do that again. I'm sorry, Turtle. I'm not really upset.
It was a sketch. It was a comedy sketch.
I'm acting. Well, I guess we're running out of ideas.
Yeah.
But repetition isn't a bad thing. You know about the 3 stages of repetition?
No.
The first one is interest, the second one is annoyance, and the third is transcendence.
Oh, that's cool. That reminds me of the end of the Heart Sutra. Going, going, gone. Beyond, gone. Gone, beyond.
It's not quite how I've heard it.
What do I want to tell you? That I know I will die, and everyone I know and love will die too, and I'm not really okay with it. That I know Hawk will not be this old in the summer. We have her as she is for a brief season or a fraction of a season, and then she's something new. That I don't know anything, that I fantasize about a job where Hawk could come visit and help out with Rebecca, and we have lunch together, and then we walk into the misty night. Here's a little quote. The world was all before them, where to choose their place of rest and Providence their guide. They, hand in hand, with wandering steps and slow, through Eden took their solitary way. Those are the final lines of Paradise Lost. Milton went blind while he was composing it, and he would write in his head at night, and then one of his daughters would sit by his side in the morning and take dictation. And then here's another, the final lines of Great Expectations. I took her hand in mine, and we went out of the ruined place, and as the morning mists had risen long ago when I first left the forge, so the evening mists were rising now. And in all the broad expanse of tranquil light they showed to me, I saw no shadow of another parting from her. There's another ending that there's debate about, blah, 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 English major bullshit. Anyway, why am I doing this? Maybe it can help us out, or help us out of it, to transcend it. At least help us to reach out to another person. Think of me like this then, accompanied by my wife and daughter for as long as possible, holding each other, walking down some street or along a stand of trees. Night falls, and it's difficult to see, until there is nothing to see, or nothing you are able to see.